Welcome to me time.
What? No! I've been duped! No! You wanker! I wasn't ready! I think that's fair, the amount of times that I've thrown you under the bus this series. Oh. Hi, welcome to Me Time, episode 22, the final episode of our video game agenda. I say video game, the game agenda. It's really cool to see everyone show some love and care to the Halo Reach and the D&D episode. It's really cool with you guys. Thanks very much. Those were fun ones for us to make. Halo Reach, the nostalgia, and D&D was quite a personal love and passion for us.
I mean, you can't dislike Halo.
No, well, I mean, you can dislike Halo now. You can.
You can't.
It was cool. I was asking everyone the other day.
The Halo series, yeah. But
Yeah.
Like the Halo games, no.
It was really fun the other day. I was just like, what was it? What I said? It was like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, another good game, or Halo Reach. And I said like, which campaign, which game is better? And everyone said just like Halo Reach is the better game. It's got a better campaign. It was very close. It's just like, yo, it's really cool to see that. It's really cool. So watch episode 20 out now, Halo Reach. But today it's all about a different video game. It's all about Skyrim. It's all about that game that everyone keeps playing now, despite the fact that it's a really old game. I don't know. You may or may not play it. The Oblivion remastered game is out. And a lot of people playing that. But for us, Skyrim was another video game where we both started playing it around near enough the same time.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of things that we discussed about it, myself and yourself. And it was an odd one because at the time I wasn't really into those sorts of video games. I wasn't really into my open worlds. I don't even remember around that time that I was a fan of Minecraft. I wasn't, because that is a big open world, technically an open world game. So I liked my linear campaigns from start to finish. And I liked a board game. I wasn't into D&D at the time. I liked a board game with a start and a finish as well. Skyrim was that game that literally opened that version of what a video game could be up to me, and it made me like open worlds. It made me enjoy them. So we're going to unpack that a little bit more this episode. We're also going to talk a lot about the campaign. We're going to talk a lot about the correlations that it has to certain other franchises and other games as well. And I particularly want to get into the world of mods with Skyrim as well, because I mean that was fun. So let's get going, I suppose. Is that how it goes?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
No, I know the Dragonborn theme tune, but I don't know.
Do you? That is the Dragonborn's theme.
Yeah.
Dovahkiin!
Yeah. Yeah.
And oh no, my microphone just goes. So you started playing Skyrim near enough the same time as me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I saw trailers for the game, and I was just like, "Oh, it looks cool, fighting dragons and everything." But it's not really the sort of game I like to play. I'm into my shooters. I'm into my sci-fi games. I'm into my I don't know what other games I was playing. I was like some racing games. I'm literally looking at my Xbox 360 games up there, just seeing the sort of games I used to play. They're very simple very simple games. But then everyone started talking about it at school, and it sounded pretty dang cool. I don't know about you.
Yeah, so I knew about the chatter for it. I mean, my game sort of similar to yours was like Forza Horizon, Halo Reach. I think Black Ops was in there. Black Ops was in there.
You definitely played Black Ops with
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
You played the first Black Ops with me. I'm not sure if you played the second one with me.
I didn't for a while. And it was slightly delayed before. I
Oh
played the
no,
second
you
one.
did play Black Ops 2. Yeah. I remember now.
And that there was a few others, but they're all sort of pretty sort of smaller games. But we sort of heard the sort of the chatting on sort of curiosity sort of sparked us like, I'll buy it and give it a go.
So it was on discussions in the classroom, in walking to school as well. There are a few of my friends that were starting to hype up the game and saying they're putting loads of hours into it. They were really keen to learn all of these different shouts as well. They were really keen to fight all of the dragons. I remember someone said to me, like, I'm really excited to find all of the dragon masks. And I'm just like, well, that sounds really cool. But then it started turning into, because when people talk about something like this, when people hype something up, I tend to not get interested. I'm intrigued by what people say, but if someone hypes up a TV show or a game, I don't know what it does to me. It just puts me off it. Take, for example, something that was really popular at the time, Game of Thrones. I still haven't watched a single episode because it's all people talked about all the time, and they were persuading me to watch it. It's like, watch it. And it's just like, I don't want to.
I watched one episode with my mum, and I regret it because you can't watch that one episode with your parents. God, this is awkward. Oh boy.
No, please tell me you didn't watch the first episode of series 1 with her.
Yeah.
No! No, Elliot, that's
when you get halfway through, you just look at me and go, I made a mistake.
Mum, it's not what it looks like.
Yeah.
We're watching a TV show, I promise.
I thought it was good. Oh, shit.
Like she said that, or you said that?
Probably me in my head. Oh,
I was not expecting. Yeah. Oh no! I wasn't ready for this today. Oh, that's tickled me. Yeah, that's really funny.
I've watched any Game of Thrones since. It's like, yep. Guess that's where I stopped.
Okay. I mean, for me, it was. I'd learned a lot about what Game of Thrones was about, and everyone's like, "Oh, there's so many episodes. There's this world." And the author's still writing the series. It's like a must-see show. Everyone's watching it all the time. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to watch it. I was just like, I think it was a combination of, like, I don't want to conform.
Yeah.
I don't want to be part of this big mainstream mass watching the show. And the other one was, I just think the concept of the show sounds dull. For me it was, and obviously there's a lot. I'm not trying to boo-hoo Game of Thrones. I'm aware of how popular it was, pardon me, back at the start, and at the end everyone's like, "Oh, you did the right thing not watching Game of Thrones. The ending bloody sucked." I'm like, okay.
Every series.
That's what happens when you rush a story that hasn't been finished yet. But I just like there's a thing that, and I'll push it back to the movie episodes slightly. My attention span for a series that long in a big world, and it's just so it's really hard for me to enjoy to enjoy a TV show that people tell me to enjoy, because the whole premise of it was just like a fantasy world with dragons, which is kind of like what Skyrim is and what my D&D world is at the moment. That sounds right up my alley, it really does. But the fact that loads of people, when I was in school, was just like almost just like force feeding Game of Thrones facts down me, like, watch it. It's the best show ever. I'm just like, it's probably not the best show ever. Let's be real. And I just got annoyed. Every time I wanted a conversation about something else. It's just like, do you watch the Game of Thrones episode? Shut up. Oh my God, please, shut up.
I told you weeks ago, I wasn't watching. Jesus, leave me alone.
The only show that I buckled with was Arrow.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's because I remember, because I sat down with George and he
you have failed the city.
Yeah, He made me watch the first episode with him. And I was just like, you know what, screw it. I've got some time. Let's give it a go. I want to go into this with no expectations because I know what the Green Arrow character is. And it was quite cool. I liked it. Anyway. And then I watched up to Series 3 and I thought, oh, this is pretty good. And then I started watching Series 4 and then I was just like, okay, this is pretty shit. So that was an example. But that Arrow wasn't really hyped in school that much, which is why I was a little bit more captivated at the possibility of watching it. Anyway, I'm digressing slightly because when it came to Skyrim, everyone was the same as that. As all they would friggin' talk about all the time, and it started putting me off the possibility of playing the game. So what was the straw that broke the camel's back for me with Skyrim? It was the playthroughs of it online. It was the really wacky videos by I'm gonna say the YouTube channel because it's fantastic. I think it's Manslayer. I think that's what it was when he released the video 100 Ways to Die in Skyrim.
Oh, I've not seen that.
You not seen that?
No.
Oh, and then he released Gamer Poop as well. Skyrim Gamer Poop, which is could you go to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't. I'll have you know there's no pussy. You've not seen that?
Nope.
Oh, it's so... Oh, God. It's hilarious. If you ever watch Gamer Poop, let us know in the comments. It's fucking awesome fun. But I watch these because when I genuinely think I might give it a go, I watch it. I did the same with Game of Thrones. I watched a few clips and I was just like, that's more than enough for me. I don't really want to watch this show. It's at the time I was more into my into my futuristic stuff. I was into my sci-fi stuff. I liked the element of fantasy. I did. I liked Lord of the Rings back then, not nearly as much as I do now, but I was still young and I was still growing and I was still learning a lot, which is quite fascinating for me to sort of like get out there and almost realize on podcasts. Like I'm very into my D&D and fantasy right now. Like it is my biggest thing and I love it to absolute death. But I didn't always used to be that way. I didn't used to be a fantasy guy. I used to be a lover of sci-fi, Transformers, super futures, superheroes, that sort of stuff. And anytime a fantasy world came into it, I was just kind of like, they're just trying to copy Lord of the Rings, or it's too big and vast for me to just like warrant the time. And people are telling me to enjoy it, which is making me not want to enjoy it. Anyways, I watched the videos out of curiosity. I thought they were hilarious. And I looked at the comments, and the comments were like, the funny part is that can actually happen in the game. I'm thinking like, so why these people, all of these characters were glitching over this landscape, but like, how is that possible? Why is that's just that the game is basically broken? It is a broken game. Why do people like it so much? So when I was walking to school one day, I asked them, I said, is it true that like characters every now and again just skyrocket into the sky? Every time that you get hit by the club of a giant, you get launched into the clouds. Is it true that you can exploit this? Like you can get loads of money by finding an invisible chest in the middle of this town in I think in the like Winterhold. I think it's Winterhold. I think I'm wrong. I think I am wrong about that. No, I am. I'm definitely wrong. But there is a secret chest with items that you could. And they turned around and said, "Yeah, why do you think we enjoy it so much? The game's broken. It's so funny." I'm like, I'll give it a go. I want to give it a go. I want to see it. I want to see what it, because I found these videos funny, and I wanted to jump on. I don't know how you got into that.
No, I probably just came into it like any other normal kid would. It's just like listen to conversations, intrigued, and then sort of like I'll buy the game and have a look. Sort of
okay.
Although in all fairness, like, I was not a very good gamer. In regards, like following, I could follow campaigns, but for whatever reason, when it's open world and there's so much to do, I get distracted really easily.
Yeah, I did get overstimulated. There was almost too much for me to do, which is why I liked as a child. I liked the linear, like objective. All the games that I played after that, like Borderlands, and Fallout. There was like almost so many places for you to go and do, and different decisions and different quests, you know.
I always get taken by like there's some sort of crafting sort of mechanics, like
Yeah.
Skyrim was like blacksmithing, like oh, I want to build this sword today because it's cool.
Oh yeah. And when I realized that, I think it was after the first mission when I got to create my own character, because I want to talk about that first. The whole time you're on your way. I knew from the playthrough that I watched the first couple of episodes up until, what is it? I knew the game got spoiled to me up until you go to Whiterun. So I knew that you were gonna be beheaded. I knew that Alduin was going to attack the town and completely destroy it. I knew that you had to run to the nearest town. I can't remember the name of the town. That's awful. It's not Rivendell. What the fuck are you on about, Matt?
Might have been.
I don't think it is. Rivendell is Lord of the Rings.
I swear it was a town name there in Skyrim.
I don't think...
Maybe in a novel or something like that.
Oh god, I'm gonna look it up in a minute, and that's gonna be really funny. Matt doesn't know Skyrim. Ugh, get him. But you needed to run to the nearest town, and there was the whole quest about the Golden Claw as well. So I knew what was going to happen in that quest. So the game was spoiled for me up until a certain point, because I wanted to know if I was going to enjoy it or not. I really had to watch it. And it, pardon me, came to the character creation bit, and there was so much freedom to design your own character, and I was in awe of it. You could design your own species. You could decide what that species looked like, and name them as well. I mean, the character customization was pretty damn good for its time.
Yeah.
I don't know about your take on that.
No. I would say the same sort of thing. Like, I think I'll start my character. The first one I created was like a lizard.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Argonian.
That's the one. Yeah, no. I think he sort of started off hooded, and it was kind of hilarious. Like different interactions for the NPCs. Like, you're a lizard. That's weird.
My first character was a Breton.
Oh yeah.
Because I wanted to be strong. I thought because like the Khajiit and the Argonians. The Argonians are good at like swimming, and then the Khajiit are good at stealth or something like that. Yeah. And the Bretons, I think they're a little bit more strong, whereas the Nords have more health, if I'm not mistaken. And the Nord, I could be making that up, but I viewed Breton as a stronger class, and I was just like, I don't want to use magic. I just want to use loads of weapons. I just want to get really strong. I want to be a strong and durable character. So I made it look I made him look strong. And then I started. Yeah,
I made him look strong. He was.
No, he was alright, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, my first playthrough, I can't remember what I called him. I'm fairly certain I just called him Matthias. I didn't call him Matthew, I just called him Matthias. Like, it's a medieval version of my name.
Was Merlin all the time?
Hey?
Was Merlin all the time when you...
Merlin?
Merlin. Do you know BBC Merlin?
Oh my god.
When you named it, it just sounds like Merlin.
No, I think Merlin stopped in Merlin ended it when I was in primary school.
Okay. Yeah.
It ended in 2000. I want to say 2009. I want to say around then. 2009 or 2010 it ended. Yeah, because I remember I was still at junior school when the show was going. Such a good show. Come on, Merlin.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Anyways, I then started to realize what the game could be after that. Because then I learned I've got loads of different classes, and when I level up, I can choose to be better at all these different skills. I'll always have magic. There's a main plot thread here where you find out you're Dovahkiin. You're the Dragonborn, and you have the capability to learn all of these dragon shouts, the same as what the dragons can use, and fight back against the World Eater. Alduin, basically the evil dragon that fought the heroes of Sovngarde, the Nord afterlife, and he's a very bad man. He's a very evil dragon, and you've got to basically find all the shouts and progress along the storyline and just basically defeat him. That's the goal, and it's just like that's cool. But then I walked through the first town, and I realized not only what I could become, but what the world presented to me. Because I was walking through town, I could talk to anyone. Sometimes in a video game, you can't like. I could talk to literally anyone. I went up and I was just like, oh, cool. There's a bench over here. And bearing in mind that the playthrough was the guy was just doing the main story and he was just running through and ignoring everything else. I could do blacksmith. I could be a blacksmith. I went into the shop. I could buy loads of things at the shop. I was like, whoa, this is just what the hell? I could sell stuff at the shop, and I was just like, cool. I don't want this, and he just gave me a couple of gold coins for us. Like, oi, that's cool.
I think the cool thing is that a lot of Skyrim, they don't explain. So they explain to you like a little bit of lore. But in regards like if you're shopping or anything like that, or like you're going or you're buying stuff, you don't really know what you're buying. You kind of go, oh, that's cool, I'll buy that, and then you find out later on it's useless and crap.
Yeah. So when it comes to like, if you take the Halo trilogy for example, if you jump in at Halo 3, it's going to be a bit confusing because you know the Master, you kind of probably know a little bit who the Master Chief is, but you don't know why he's on planet Earth. You don't know why he's fighting the aliens, and he's got some aliens are good aliens. So you're thrown into a sequel basically without knowing what came before it. But Skyrim being the Elder Scrolls 5, the 5th game in the series, even though the games are all connected, it doesn't matter because it's like a completely different part of the world. It is the land of Skyrim, the land of the Nords, and it's a completely different story. And they're separate stories all within the same world of Tamriel. Which I found that quite interesting as a child. I feel as though Skyrim was a big catalyst for me of possibilities, not only in games but in stories. It certainly made me appreciate Lord of the Rings more. I loved Lord of the Rings as a kid, but it was just I remember just watching it and it's like, that's a really, really good story. But then I was just like, oh, they took care explaining that storyline in this. The world is so vast. The world doesn't have to be so vast in Lord of the Rings, but it is, and it just keeps on going. And the best part about my rummaging around in the town in Skyrim wasn't the fact that I then go like, okay, cool, I have to go and do this mission now, the Golden Claw mission. I could just do something else. I could just go off into the woods. I could go hunting. I could go fishing. I could go to the nearest city and kingdom. I had a map. I could go there. I could do whatever I wanted. I mean, I don't know. This all sounds like a game that we're playing at the moment. I don't know about you. Sounds very Dungeons and Dragons-y, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? It does. And it was great. It was great. All of this freedom, this agency given to me, and I was a kid in the toy store, quite literally, just like I didn't know what to do first. Yes, it was sometimes a little bit overwhelming because all of these quest lines just appeared to me as just like, go to the College of Winterhold, go to the what's it called,
That's probably the one complaint for the game. Like,
really?
There was too many quest lines. There again, what was the one I was supposed to follow? The main campaign?
I'll get to my complaint about the stories in just a bit.
I got lost like halfway through the main campaign. It's like, I know I'm this person, but I don't know how to level up now. So
yeah,
I'm gonna just build stuff and hope for the best.
For me, it was like you had so many different types of quests. I remember the first subplot quest that I did was the companions, and they were the werewolves of Whiterun,
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. Transforming into a werewolf was not on my bucket list. I was just like, what happened? And then I suddenly was just like, oh, I want to be a really vicious werewolf. So I just want to be this all the time. And I completed the companion storyline before I then started progressing with the Whiterun storyline, which was get the favor of the Jarl.
Yeah.
And
I think Jarl's the most friendly guy.
Jarl Balgruuf. He was one of the friendliest Jarls in the game.
Yeah.
Jarl Balgruuf was a sick guy. You basically came in and just like, yo, I just came from that village that burned down. And I can't, like, what you got sent. I think you went to Whiterun because you needed to tell him that the village got burned down because it was in Whiterun's jurisdiction. He was just like, what the hell? And then a dragon attacks Whiterun. You help them, and when the dragon dies, you absorb its soul, and everyone is just like, what the hell? It's like, goodness, what happened? You just absorbed its soul. You are Dovahkiin.
Yeah.
You are the Dragonborn. I'm like, oh, my bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And then they're just like, oh my god, this changes everything. You could save the world. And then you become the Thane of Whiterun. And then after that, they sort of just like, you've helped clean up Whiterun. Fuck off to the Throat of the World. Go meet your destiny, Dovahkiin. I'm like, oh cool, where's Throat of the World? You know that big fuck off mountain there? Yeah, it's at the top. Oh! I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I was just like, no, screw that. I'm going to Riften. I remember, I was like, I ain't climbing a mountain. I'm going to go to Riften. And I walk in. And then I encounter the Thieves Guild. And I'm just like, hell yeah, I'm going to become a thief.
Yeah.
And every now and again, a dragon would fly overhead. And the dragons started attacking. Yeah. And then I realised neglecting the main storyline sometimes would mean your character would be weaker. Yeah. You didn't have enough shouts. You didn't have the chance to level up so much. And the dragons would always win the fight. I remember one time, this frost dragon came out of nowhere when I was walking in the middle of the wilderness. And it just...
Today's the day.
No matter how many times I tried to run away from it, and where it auto-saved in the game, the frost dragon had me pinned down. And I was just like, I'm gonna have to end this thing. Yeah. I have to do it. One of the most difficult dragon fights I think I've ever had in the game, because I didn't have enough shouts. I wasn't skilled enough. I was still a low level, so it took ages for this frost dragon to die. Luckily, I was running from cover to cover, and I found a Forsworn camp. Forsworn are like the bandits of the game, and then the dragon started attacking the Forsworn, and the Forsworn started attacking the dragon. I was just like, and I just saw its health bar go down, and then I saw it stop, and I was like, what happened? And then the dragon jumped out of the camp and came back to me. I'm like, did the dragon kill the whole camp? I'm like, oh no. I was literally right. Oh, help.
I mean, I do. The dragons weren't like they were sort of powerful. Like you knew they were powerful, even when you were like leveling up again. These fights are difficult. Oh my god!
It was foreboding because it gave you incentive to do the main storyline and find all of these shouts. Yes, you could. You did have free roam, but like D&D, a dungeon master presents plot hooks, not necessarily to do the main storyline all the time, but to keep intrigue and direction and purpose for the players to get better with their characters and improve their skills and want to interact with the world more, rather than constantly being a low level and weak and just saying, all of these monsters and the villains and creatures and dragons, they're too difficult. Why should I bother? I'm always getting defeated. Why should I bother? And it was the Whiterun quest at the start when everyone explained just like the more dragons that you slay, the more dragon souls you get. So when you find words of power and you learn them, you can use those dragons to dragon shouts to defeat the dragons and get stronger. Yo, that's a genius way to get people hooked on the main story. And speaking of the main story, the throat of the world, complaint number 1. Let's talk about that fucking frost troll.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking
I think
about.
so, yeah.
Yeah, before I even had that tangle with the frost dragon, I had the tangle with the frost troll, and everyone has encountered this thing. Because up until then, you were fighting wolves and Draugr and skeletons.
Oh yeah.
And you had a tangle with a giant that was severely weakened by the companions at the start of the game. You're like, okay, this is cool. The frost troll was your first difficult threat. I remember there was a giant frost spider that you fought in the cave with the golden claw, but that for me,
I remember that being quite scary.
It was scary, but because it just descended upon you.
Yeah.
And I made short work of it, and I was just like, that was weirdly easy for a final boss fight. Okay, and then the frost troll comes out of nowhere, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, this isn't a boss. And he just swiped me, and my health went boof to nothing. I was like, what? Where did you come from?
Is that the massive? The massive bat he's got, just like.
Oh, that's those giants.
Yeah,
the giants are the ones that defend the mammoth. I remember when I just tried to take a mammoth out, and then I see a giant go.
Yeah.
Towards me, I'm like, okay, that's fine. He's far away, and then literally within seconds, he's in front of me.
Yeah.
It is free. Yeah, there you go. So we're just nerding out about Skyrim basically because there was so much for us to do, and with all of these subplots and different stories that you could do, I briefly spoke about 2 of them. You got the Thieves Guild, companions. What else? You got the Dark Brotherhood. Oh my gosh, the Dark Brotherhood. I loved that subquest so much. What else have you got? You got the College of Winterhold. You've got your Daedric artifact subquests as well. So the possibilities for you to continue the game long after the main storyline was finished. You could keep going. Oh, of course, the Skyrim civil war between the Imperials and the Stormcloaks. Were you an Imperial or a Stormcloak?
I actually don't think I got that far.
What? You could join the Imperials and the Stormcloaks basically at the start of the game. You could just go to any one of their cities.
No, I think I was Stormcloak in that case because this is sound cool.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hang on, the real question is Greenmean or Battleborn?
Yeah.
Were you Greenmean or Battleborn? You don't know, do you? You
Battle-
don't know.
Battleborn.
Battleborn? I was Greenmean. No.
Yeah.
No. I was always going to say the opposite to what you said.
Yeah.
No, my first playthrough I was actually Imperial. I was an idiot, basically. Imperials were basically like the empire of Skyrim, trying to maintain and keep order. But then the Stormcloaks were trying to rise up against that. So it's, yeah. And then my second playthrough was definitely a Stormcloak, but my first playthrough was Imperial. And then I realized, like, oh, okay. So I've basically, I've destroyed an uprising, but but now people always have to listen to this nasty empire with basically dickish politicians.
Oh, right.
And then, but it's no better. It's no better when you join the Stormcloaks and you destroy the empire, because then in these cities you have like, you do have lords coming in, like Lord superiority. Good, great, cool, yeah. But Stormcloaks, they're pretty racist to Dark Elves.
I didn't know.
They were. Yeah, I remember that in the game there was some like elves and dark elves, and I think even some Khajiit as well. And they were just like, ugh, get these people out of Skyrim. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? You can't say that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't be. It's just like, so either way, you can't win. You choose either side. They're both in the wrong technically, but it does make for a great campaign, because in the end, the Civil War, basically, I think you do with Stormcloaks, you invade Whiterun, and end up like killing Yob Olgrith.
Yeah.
And then the final one, you invade Solitude, and you end up killing General Tullius.
No, damn.
And then, obviously, for the Imperial one, you end up invading. Oh gosh, what's it called? Oh, what's the place that Ulfric Stormcloak? Fucking, I don't know. Oh Jesus, that's not good. People are gonna burn me for this. Where did Ulfric live? I don't know. Nowhere important. He's dead. In my playthrough, anyway, I didn't like Ulfric. The one gripe I had with the subplots, and I don't know if you're on the same page as me here, it was the fact that despite me being the chosen one, metaphorically, I'm the Dragonborn. Every time I engaged in a subplot, it was almost a little bit unrealistic how I joined. It's just like, oh, you're a rookie. I'm a rookie. This is cool. I'm a rookie. You're a rookie. Yeah. 5 quests later, you're now the leader of the faction.
Yeah.
The College of Winterhold was hilarious. I joined as a student. And 5 quests later, you're now the Archmage of the college.
Oh, I do remember that.
I still want to learn how to do spells. Yeah. Why am I the Archmage? I know no spells.
Yeah. I do remember that one.
It was really stupid. I really wanted the College of Winterhold to just be learning spells. But the first one was just like, let me show you how to do this spell. Now we're going to this chamber to learn more about spells. Obviously, it goes wrong. Oh no, that's a MacGuffin. Basically, this will mean that we're in danger. Now we need to go on a super long quest for the college to be saved.
Now you gotta travel.
Boy, I'm just here to learn spells.
Yeah.
I just want to learn how to do fireball.
Yeah. Oh, that fireball spell was so cool.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
My favourite one was summoning the Atronachs.
Oh, I never got that one. I definitely got fireball. I definitely got lightning. I got something else as well.
You definitely got lightning. I think lightning was the most difficult Atronach to summon.
Oh, fair enough.
The easiest Atronach to summon was the flame Atronach.
Yeah.
Because you had fire, and lightning were the ones that I had. There was definitely another Atronach, but I don't remember it because I never used it. But like the for you to learn that spell, it was ridiculously difficult. I remember. But yeah, I mean that's my only gripe with the game. After playing like loads of subquests, it doesn't make sense that you join as a rookie and then you end like after 5 missions and they're just like, you are our leader. And like I basically am just an insignificant person in Skyrim, and within one playthrough I've got the whole blooming land in the palm of my hand.
You are the Messiah. God damn it!
Yeah,
why?
Exactly. Not only am I indestructible, I'm like the ruler of everything. Hell, in the Dark Brotherhood, you kill the Emperor. You kill the Emperor of Tamriel.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Dark Brotherhood gets destroyed for it. And then just like, oh no, the Dark Brotherhood is destroyed. Oh no, what do you do? And everyone looks to you and said, you need to lead the Dark Brotherhood now. And I'm like, I don't want to.
Do I have to?
I don't want to be a leader. That sounds kind of boring.
Yeah.
I'm just in it for the kicks.
Yeah.
I'm just in it to assassinate people, man. I'm not here to lead it. It's always the way.
Yeah.
I just want to join a faction where I don't have like a final boss. It's just the one thing the whole time. I don't know. Can you imagine if there's a fishing guild and you join the fishing guild and just like, today we're going to learn how to catch carp. Cool. Oh, that's the golden carp. You know what that means? We've got to go to the bottom level of the nearest ocean so you can fight Methuselah.
Why?
I just want to fish!
Yeah.
You are now the god of fishing. What? I still don't know how to make bait and tackle. I want to learn.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically what Skyrim was sometimes.
What's going on?
And it's always the way, there's always that one character at the start, like, I don't like you. And at the end, they're just like, marry me, maybe.
Yeah. I don't like you. I've never gained respect to you. Since when? This is like 2 sessions ago. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the episode so far. if you are, like, comment, and subscribe. And continue watching.
Marrying was so weird in Skyrim, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was just like, I didn't know that was a thing. Like, you go into a church in Riften, and then this priest turns around, and he goes just like, "Hey, yo, do you want to marry someone?" I'm like, "Not particularly, no." But if you do, he goes, "If you do want to marry someone, just go up to." It's just like go up to a woman.
Yeah.
Because for some in the game, is like if you're a man, you go up to a woman, and if you're a woman, you go up to a man. I'm so glad that the mods came in where it could be either way, because like you marry who you want to, you know. But then it's just to basically go up to someone who you fancy, wear this amulet, and they'll fucking want to marry you. They will. And I remember I was just like, oh, that's sick. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna ask out Ayla the Huntress from the Companions. I go up. And she's just like, "Yep, how you doing?" I'm like, "Do you not notice what I'm wearing?" she didn't care. She didn't want to marry me. I was just like, "This is bullshit." Throwing the to the ground. It's useless. Yeah. Useless. And then I just talked to a random woman in the street, and she's just like, "Yo, do you want to marry me?" Who the fuck are you? Who even are you? Go away.
Don't they become like really clingy though? Like once you've done it, it's like, oh my god, what have I done?
I hate it. I hated it. I ended up. I can't remember the name, but it was like a companion. There's a companion. I was just like, "You're really cool. You always fight alongside me, and you're a badass." And just like if screw it. See what happens when you marry someone. They're basically always at your house, and then I'm just like, okay, cool. So this companion can be with me all the time, and we can basically say that we're an item. And then after that, she ditched the weapons, and she was a stay-at-home wife. And I was just like,
what?
No, don't be a stay-at-home wife. I'll be a stay-at-home husband.
Yeah.
You can have the dragon shouts. I'll make friggin' sausage pie and apple crumble and custard. You go out and save the world.
You were in the Brotherhood. I just do the
yeah. I don't. Cause she was a badass, and I was just like, "What? Where is she?" I go home, and she's like, "Welcome home, my love. I've made you dinner." I'm like, "No, why are you here? No, I feel terrible. I feel so bad. Why is this a thing?" Oh gosh, I think the only time that I left something at home was my dog. My dog in the game, I was petrified my dog was going to die. I got a dog. You have to go to oh gosh. It's on the outskirts of that. I can't remember the name of the city where you have like the Forsworn conspiracy in. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, it was in the stables, and you can buy a horse. And then I think if you're a certain level, he basically goes like, "Yo, I've got a dog for free, or for sale. Do you want a dog?" I'm just like, "Hell yeah, I want a dog." Yeah. And then I just remember fighting with my dog alongside my side, and I heard the dog go. I'm like, oh! I jumped in the way. No. I was like, "Okay, you're gonna stay at home, boy. I don't want you getting hurt." Yeah. That was the only time I was just like, "No, you stay at home." So it's perfect scope for me to talk about mods, because the game was broken. There was as we all know, and if you don't know about Skyrim, what made the game popular, aside from what we've spoken about, was its capabilities of glitching, and the fact that the framework of the game was just so messy that everyone considered all of these glitches hilarious and a part of the game, like getting launched into the air by a giant, ridiculous. But it made it easier for the game to have mods. And I certainly started using mods. Like I remember seeing loads online, like, "Oh, I've always wanted a cape in Skyrim," and there was a cool mod that I managed to get where every time that you fought like a different animal with these pelts that you could get, and you could use it and you could turn it into a cape. I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." there were certain mods that made like mud crabs and the what's the name of the fish? It's like a swordfish or blade fish or something like that, and they made them like ridiculously large. And I remember every time I jumped into the water, I just heard and then there's a mud crab coming up to me the size of a frigging dragon. I'm like, oh, why did I install this? But there were other little things that you could do, like the marriage one as well. And you could break the rules of the game. I remember everyone's weirdly one of the most popular ones was like there was a really annoying kid in the game. Braith was her name, and she was just constantly just like berating you for whatever you did.
Yeah.
And in the game, a good thing in the game is like you couldn't harm or lay hands or hurt children in the game. And then I saw a mod was just like killable children. I'm like, whoa, that's wild. And it was installed the most. Like, oh Christ, a lot of people hate children. Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was, some of the mods. Don't get me wrong. Some of the mods were wild, crazy. A lot of questionable people, a lot of questionable mods. But the fact that the foundation of Skyrim with its glitches and the celebration of its mod in Skyrim Remastered, they literally included the most popular mods of like creating different areas entirely, creating like functional boats, rideable dragons as well. It became part of the game. The community built the game up.
Yeah.
Because it was just so much of a laugh. And Bethesda owned it and went with it. I think Bethesda's downfall was the fact that they continued to do that with their other games, and it just didn't work. Like to take for example Fallout 76, and to an extent the Elder Scrolls Online. Elder Scrolls Online improved a fair bit. Everyone turned around and was just like, why are you using the same coding and the same gaming engine for future games? Are you trying to keep? It's like you're just not present. You're constantly trying to stick in the past, you know. Is what it is. But I don't know. Did you have any experience with mods?
No, I didn't. I was on console, so yeah, I had no experience with mods.
I was on console as well.
No, I got no. I didn't.
You can get mods. Yeah, I just downloaded them from the PC and went in that way because I just used my hard drive. There were ways that you could do it. And because I wasn't online for Skyrim, and there wasn't any multiplayer, so it was easier that way. But when it came to Skyrim Remastered, all of the mods that I used to use were there, so it's great. I didn't use any of the camping ones and the when you're in different climates, you can get cold, you can die of hypothermia, you can die of starvation, you can die of drought as well. There was so many different types of mods that you could do. And that goes back to basically what we were discussing last episode with D&D. When does a video game or a game become a construct for the players to use? You know, Skyrim was a game that was popular because of its core story, and became even more popular when people could create and use those foundations, use the game and create other things with it as well. So when is that moment really that should one consider when making a game or a story, perchance, should one consider giving that freedom and that control to players? Or should they do it like some other games, like some Halos I know, where it's like strictly anti-modding and really trying to fix all of the glitches? So I don't know your thoughts on that.
I mean, I think it depends on the game, doesn't it? I mean, depending on the narrative will be for the first one.
Yeah.
And you know, if it's an open world, I'd say it's sort of, you know, you're more open to it because the world's so open. Like you may want to insane stuff after you've complete the game as such, or complete the campaign. With the sort of smaller sort of direct games, I would say no.
Interesting.
But you know damn well if they do it now, like subscribe to this new feature. It's like,
well, you're probably right there, and I wonder if that's going to be the same for Elder Scrolls 6 or future versions of their game. Because what Skyrim then became capable of, which was genius, was its replayability. It was the same story over and over and over, but you could go back, and its core game, you could be a different character. You could be you could be an archer. You could be a mage. You could be an assassin. You could be a barbarian. You could go about things in a completely different way. You could do a good playthrough. You could do a villainous playthrough. You could be a neutral playthrough where all you want to do is create a house and go hunting. You know, you never save the world. So it was always, yes, it was always the same story, but you could go about it so differently. And because the world was so vast, and you can make it even vaster with more possibilities with the mods and the glitches available, it was a stroke of luck and genius from Bethesda.
Yeah.
The game just blew up. And it's interesting what you say about other games potentially doing that. Like, if you replay the game, you've got to subscribe to have this cosmetic, or I don't know, mods aren't capable. You have to play the game this way and the other. I remember Halo Infinite is an example of an open world game, and you could do so many subquests and subplots, but they didn't amount to anything at all. The only exposition that would ever happen in the game is if you did the main storyline. The subplots were basically just like to give you more weapons and to give you more points and cosmetics.
Yeah.
And for you to find all of these audio logs to find out where all the other characters were. And then every time that you engage in the main storyline, it was just like breathtaking AAA cutscene with all of this realistic graphics. They all look very cool. With Skyrim, you do a subplot and it matters. It matters. It doesn't matter to the main storyline, but it's a completely different story. And you immerse yourself in this different element of the world, this little different faction, something that you learn more about the lore of the game, and you could style your own character and your own approach to it as well. It wasn't just the one, like, you have to save the world. You could just be whoever you wanted to be. And that is fascinating, because I don't know if you had that correlation with D&D when you started playing it to Skyrim.
I wouldn't say Skyrim was in my forefront of mind when we started playing D&D.
What was it? Just out of interest, because while Skyrim is on the mind, because Skyrim was not in my mind when I played D&D for the first time, but
in comparison, it's definitely close.
It's so close. There's so many correlations to the game. With D&D, you get more freedom, but there's still a constraint to what the dungeon master says. But there's still loads of freedom. Don't get me wrong. There's still tons of freedom. You want to do something, they're going to say, like, yeah, do it. But you've got consequence. With Skyrim, there was freedom, but it wasn't infinite. There was still a border. You couldn't go any further than Skyrim itself, unless you modded that. But when does a game stop being the original creator's game and start being someone else's game and someone else's playthrough? Would one argue that playing someone else's narrative or playing one's own narrative and own mod could ruin that? Could ruin the original vision?
Oh, that's always such a complicated question,
isn't it? Yeah. I'm just interested to know what your thoughts are there.
That's hard.
It's a tough one. I mean, I'll give it a stab first. I'd argue no, because the game is there to inspire and make people happy, to enjoy the content. So them going to their creative roots and using the foundation and software of the game to add an extension to something they enjoy is different to copyright infringement and making an exact replica of the game and just tailoring it to their own standards. Would you say that a mod or a glitch or creating a completely different fictitious part of the game that wasn't in the original lore or the original vision ruined the story? That's tough. It is a tough one.
It depends on the creativity of the person who creates it.
It depends on the person. And it's just like liken it to a board game. When does a board game stop being its original game? Take, for example, Mousetrap. Like, someone brings in a chessboard and puts it next to that and said, when the mouse moves one square, you gotta make a move on the chessboard. And then the chessboard, like, if a pawn gets taken, you lose one block of cheese and this, that, and then you have it. When does Mousetrap stop being Mousetrap? And different game mechanics altogether. The original vision of the game gets lost in another game being combined. So would you argue that a mod doing that to a game could do that? It's tricky. It's a tricky thing to discuss.
If it's isolated to that one situation when you're playing it, then there's no real consequences. If you're then sort of sharing that out and it becomes larger, then you have effectively changed the narrative of the game by doing that, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, in regards to mods, though, because like mods don't necessarily change the narrative of the game. They will change the mechanic in the game, mostly.
Yeah. To change the way the game works.
Yeah. You know? Rather than the game's narrative itself, it doesn't tend to change.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that, and it just makes me wonder about people that I've played like D&D with, where they want to always win the game, and I liken that to sort of like a manipulation and a modification. When someone rolls a dice and always somehow gets to get a high score all the time, or like that's not how a rule works, or I want to do this, I want to play it safe. You want to go that way, I want to go this way. My character won't die. This, that, and the other. That's fine, but like in video games and games, you're meant to take risks. You're meant to take these moves. You're not supposed to always win all the time. And if there's like a modification to keep people safe and like indestructible and immortal, does that make a game fun? Does it sometimes say is too much agency? What I'm trying to really get down to is too much freedom and agency with a game in itself going to ruin the whole concept of the game itself, where a game at its core is you play it for enjoyment, and at the end you want to win but you could lose.
Because like at that point you'd have no direction, and then the narrative is kind of screwed after that.
Yeah, because if you always win all the time, is that fun? Like,
you don't sort of risk anything, because like you know that end point.
Yeah.
So like read the end of the book and sort of knowing how to end sort of thing.
Well, take Gary's mod for example. There's no narrative. You create mods loads of the time, but if you just, I don't know, when does a game stop being itself? It's a toughie. It's a toughie. It really is. But when you have like loads of mods, you don't. The most fun I have seeing people use mods is like super powerful mods that break the game. You know, like a ridiculously powerful enemy and no one knows how to beat them, and it's just like, wow, okay, so they made a new challenge. Not like super invulnerable. I think at the core of this is I just don't like it when people just view themselves as above consequences because it's in a game. There's a chance you can win, but there's a chance that you can lose. And when you lose a game, it's not supposed to be a defeating thing. It's you didn't quite have the skills to get past this. No biggie. You just need to go about the game differently again next time and learn from this. It's a learning experience. Games aren't meant to be easy. They're supposed to be tricky on each different playthrough that you do with Skyrim. With like other board games, I could lose a card game over and over and over and over, and I'm not getting it. And then I noticed something about the way that someone uses cards one time, and it's like, oh, cool, let me do that, and I win. And then I do it again next time, and that certain strategy doesn't work with someone. It's just...
Well, it's interesting. I mean, the game, is it Dark Souls?
Mm.
No, I played it, but like that's what takes that sort of whole thought process to sort of the extreme, where like if you die by the boss sort of thing, you're then taken right back to the start, and you've got to start completely from scratch again.
Oh gosh, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be frustrating. I know Dark Souls is notorious for its difficulty. I've never played it.
I do want to play it.
So... You do want to play it?
Yeah, I'm intrigued by it. Yeah.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a long-term thing. I remember I definitely investigated this at university when I was aspiring to work in the video game industry, and it always interested me, that the whole topic of like, when does an original game stop being a game? You know, you take Skyrim, because we are talking about Skyrim. Yeah, you take Skyrim and you just mod it to high hell, and in essence, it's not its core game anymore. Has it stopped being Skyrim? No, it hasn't. Realistically, it hasn't. Like if you do that with other games like Halo, for example, you mod it to high hell. Does it stop being Halo? Not necessarily. What with the Halo Reach campaign, if you just make it like a certain thing more playable, you get to ride a different vehicle or something like that, the original story will be the same. You can't change the original. If you change the original story and the original narrative, then you've created your own version of the story within the constraints of the game. It's still a game. You've just decided to use your own creativity to make what you find fun tailor to you what you want to do, you know. And I know a lot of modders make it in the gaming industry. They do, because they tamper with the software, and they know how to actually like build parts of the game, you know. And sometimes, like, modding a game, I remember Halo 3, when people modded that, Bungie came down hard on them, and they banned them from the game, you know. I mean, look at modders now. You modify a game, great, that's going to look fantastic on my CV, you know. If I modded Skyrim, there was probably a chance that, like, I could be hired by Bethesda, like, oh, let's make Elder Scrolls 6 together, like that. I'm not saying it's as simple as that. Don't get me wrong. It's really hard to get into the game industry. Trust me, I know. But it's fascinating. And with each different playthrough that you do in a game like Skyrim, where all of these possibilities keep on appearing and you create more possibilities for yourself, it's fun. It is. You're making your own game. And at the end of the day, is that not what the point of a game is? To inspire, to make people have fun, to make them want to be able to do different things, you know?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
I don't know, like, a standard game of cards isn't going to inspire me to want to, like, climb Mount Everest. It's not what I'm trying to say. But a game of cards is probably going to inspire me to play a different game of cards at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe I like to play, or maybe I'll play poker one time. Maybe I'll learn card tricks. Maybe I'll learn magic tricks with cards, you know? When you have fun playing one game, you want to play that game another time and keep playing it and come back to playing it. You want to keep doing. You want to keep doing. You want to keep going, you know? And Skyrim was a great example of when you keep playing, you keep creating, and you make your own, literally your own custom path of the game within their constraints, and also other people's talented minds and your own talented mind to forge a very unique path as well. And that's that is what made it so special with its replayability. It knew how clever its target audience was and its gamers and its players, and celebrated that. And I still firmly believe, despite the little discussion we had about that question, that was it was a brilliant idea for Skyrim, and still makes it replayable now.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I don't know, when was the last time that you replayed Skyrim?
God, years ago.
You're supposed to say yesterday. No, I'm kidding.
No, it would have been before COVID, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Just before COVID?
Yeah.
That's still pretty. I mean, that's 5 years ago.
Yeah.
My last playthrough of Skyrim was 2022. Yeah. So before I started becoming a teacher, or training to be a teacher, because when you're a teacher, you don't have time to game. Trust me, you really don't. And that was my final playthrough of Skyrim. It was my third playthrough, and I was playing as a mage, and that was sick. I loved that. I did the College of Winterhold quest first, and I was quite a boastful mage, and I was just like, yes, brilliant. I control Winterhold College now. Now I'm going to destroy Skyrim. Huzzah. It was great. I mean, it's like, does every video game need to be like that, though? Does every type of game need to be like that? You know? What do you think?
I mean, no. I mean, it's up to the creators, isn't it? It's up to like the original sort of producer, I guess, of that game. As to whether the direction's going in that sort of way.
When Bethesda continue to celebrate its audience, especially with like Oblivion Remastered, they included the original fads and jokes and bits of humor that made the original Oblivion Elder Scrolls 4 so derpy and humorous and broken.
But was it the same though?
But was it the same? What do you mean?
As in, like, if they're writing in glitches and mods for the sake of it, you know, does it hit the same way as like sort of accidental?
Well, there you go. It's just like that goes back to what I said. When does a game stop being a game? You know, why does it? Is rehashing a game that was successful and just giving it a fresh coat of paint make it successful? Does it make it a reward to the audience? I mean, yes and no. Like, I like the fact that they remastered Oblivion and made it like brand spanking new with modern day graphics, but that's kind of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's it. It's still the same game. It just looks different, you know. Slap a cosmetic on it, and give it a cheeky, expensive price. To be fair, it wasn't even that expensive. I've yet to play it. It's free on Game Pass. So I mean, how could I not play that? Oh, I know. I have so many podcast episodes to edit. That's why. Oh dear. But yeah, so it's really interesting, the conversation ran this way. Because realistically, if you like a game like D&D, if you modify that, you've got homebrew. People create their own classes and their own species. That's an extension of the game. But D&D, again, celebrates that because it celebrates people's creativity. And these are the types of games that I grew to love in the end. This whole journey of me finding this out about Skyrim
and not really like fantasy games and open world games, as a child growing up, I viewed it as a celebration of creativity, this agency, this freedom, this rewarding of the intelligence of all of the people that played the game. I was like, I'm a fan of this. I like this. So when I found D&D as well, yes, I didn't see it as Skyrim, but I saw it again as a game that celebrates creativity and agency. And I was like, I love this. Players get to do what they want to do. They don't have to listen to the creator of the game to say, you have to do this all the time.
Yeah.
They basically say, like, oh, here's all these things. Have fun.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, that's great. Some games need order. They do. Otherwise, the game falls apart. Like a game of Uno, you need every type of number and every, like, all the 4 colours. Otherwise, the game falls apart. If it's only got 3, if it's only got numbers 1 to 3, and it's just like, well, it's not Uno anymore. It's just really tricky, isn't it? You need these things in place to make the core foundation of the game and make it playable. With D&D, you need all these stats and these dice, otherwise you can't play the game. But on top of that, there you go. You can create the game in whatever direction you want to. Like Critical Role at the moment, they've made their own tabletop game. The direction of D&D, they were just like, oh, we're going to do our own one. And I've heard it's really good. So fair play to them. Like, massive respect for Critical Role for doing that. Anyways, that rant is... I feel like I really fucking spoke loads. I went on for ages about that. Get a lot off my chest. It's great. Let's continue our chat about Skyrim. Give me one of your favourite moments of the game, Elliot. What was one of the moments that you remember enjoying the most?
I think it's pretty building up my first sort of great sword.
Go on, man.
Yeah. I think
Serpent breath.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. But I just remember getting all the pieces for it, because I think I've done sort of basic swords a ton.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the great sword at the time, I was like, yeah, it's a great sword.
That's cool.
Like, yeah.
Nice.
Collecting all the pieces, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. This, you're walking around with it. It's like, yep, got a great sword back now.
I think for me, my favourite part of the game is just friggin' tricky. There were so many parts that I enjoyed, but I really liked finding the dragon priests scattered through all of the ruins and runes of Skyrim, and just stumbling across them, and then just being really engrossed with finding the masks. And I will actually caveat and change my mind slightly. The Dragon Priest masks are now going to be number 2. Because my favourite thing to do with the Daedric artifacts.
Oh, yeah. They're cool.
Oh my gosh. Finally getting the Wabberjack from Shir Garath was so funny. Such a funny mission. Because he's the Daedric Prince of Chaos. He's great. And finding all of these other artifacts as well, like the Maroon's Razor as well. That awesome dagger that has like a ridiculously small probability of when you sneak attack someone, you instantly kill them. It's such a goated weapon. And the I remember the Sanguine Rose as well. You basically have a drinking competition with a Daedric Prince again. And then you wake up and you're like married to a harpy, and then you basically, I remember that this I think it's Isolde of Whiterun. You basically run into her and she was just like, "How could you?" I'm like, "What have I done? You were drunk last night." What was I? Oh God! Oh, that's funny, but oh dear, what have I done? You've got, and then you find out that you've married basically just like this creature. Like, oh, okay. No, that's not good. What was the most challenging part of the game? What was the moment where you were just like, oh gosh, is this above my pay grade? What do I do here?
I think the first dragon I had.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, because it's sort of a big step up when you first sort of get you think you've kind of worked enough to take it on.
Yeah.
And you take it on, it's like, oh, hello, this is still a challenge.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think that Frost Dragon was definitely my biggest challenge. That took me the most amount of time to do. Yeah. Oh gosh. What else? What was? Oh gosh. There's so many different types of things to talk about in Skyrim. There really, really is. Obviously, I know that you're a Stormcloak and I was Imperial as well. Did you ever play any of the DLCs?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. No, yeah. Okay. The DLCs were cool. They were really they were cool. I don't think there's much else. I'm trying to really squeeze stuff out of Skyrim now. But is there anything else that you want to say about the game?
I think I've covered my end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a game to be so special, to almost be an open world, to open people's minds into what creativity really is, and celebrating that, it's no wonder why the Elder Scrolls franchise is so loved. And it's so unfortunate that we haven't got the Elder Scrolls 6 yet, but they clearly want to put a lot of care and time into these games. And yes, some other games that they released in the past couple of years didn't really go well, but is what it is. Everyone learns, everyone grows. And I just think, to summarize this agenda, the games that we spoke about, not only were they special to us, but they were very special and tailored to the men we wanted to be and how we grew. It's the core of it is a celebration of creativity and narrative. If that is not the main message of what I try to convey in MJ Media sometimes, of just like, you got an idea, go with it. You don't know how to do it, no worries. Making mistakes is why we learn, get back up and go at it a different way. Like, life was never meant to be easy. Life was always meant to be tricky, but that doesn't stop you from doing the things and achieving the ideas and the passions and creating all of these interesting things and stories that you want to do, And I will always be an advocate of that. And I'm glad we can convey that across in me time with these game discussions.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right. I think that will draw episode 22 to a close then. So here we are, about to announce the final agenda of Me Time. Wow. Yes. Plot twist.
Yeah.
If that hasn't been apparent in the implication of Me Time, I'm going to make it quite clear now. Pardon me. As of next week of episode 23, it will be the beginning of the end of Me Time. It will be the final agenda. When we finish that agenda, it's not the end of Me Time permanently, but we'll explain it towards the end. It is going to be the end of weekly Me Time, at least for a while.
Yeah.
But we planned this thing through until September, and we will stick with our guns.
Yeah.
But we want to come back with even fresher agendas, ideas, and discussions for the continuation of Me Time. But until we start discussing that, just know that yes, we've got another agenda to come, and we definitely have plans to do other things with Me Time for the rest of the year. So the channel's not going to be dead. There will be Me Time. There will be other stuff happening on MJ Media. You will still see us. It just won't be weekly. it will probably be. We'll tell you. We'll tell you. Don't worry about that now. Don't worry about it. But what you can concern yourself over is what our final agenda is going to be. And what is that, Elliot?
We are looking at solo leveling and windbreaker.
Well, hey, we're going back. Why not? We're going back. We've been broad with our subjects and very, very just general with the state of it. Why not? For the finale, we're going to go back to talking about these case studies. We're going to go back briefly to anime, and we're not going to be talking about one. We're going to be talking about two at the same time. Solo leveling and windbreaker. Cool.
Got some interesting things to say.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So now is your chance to, if you haven't seen them already, solo leveling, excellent. Really good. We've spoken about it briefly on the podcast. Give it a watch. Windbreaker, we definitely have spoken about as well. Very interesting philosophy in that, and psychological warfare through the guise of physicality. So give that a watch. But we are going to go in deep to that sort of stuff next week. We will. There will be a moment where we'll start talking about it briefly at the start, non-spoilery, and then we're going to say from here on out, spoilers. Okay. So until then, until episode 23, stay healthy, live, laugh, love, and we'll see you when we're looking at you. Take it easy.
See you soon. Have a good week.